From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah, huh?
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Indigo is warning its employees that data stolen in a cyber attack may be posted on the dark web after Indigo is refusing to pay the ransom they are demanding. Did you know about this? That Indigo has just been not Indigo online for a month now?
No.
So they got hit.
I knew they got
ransomware.
In December or something, right?
Yes. Still happening.
Oh. So wait, so if I go to their website...
So
website not that long ago.
So they had to build a whole new website, and you can still shop online for quote select books. Now I went on just before we started the news, and I clicked through on a bunch of books, and one.
Be honest, did you click through on your own book?
No, I didn't. I just went to their main sort of page, because I wanted to see, right?
Yeah.
One out of the 10 books I checked was available to add to cart. The other ones just had a button that said check store or
Really?
locate store. Yeah, because for a while Indigo was doing cash only handwritten receipts in their stores because they had no computer
the
system.
80s?
Yes. Yeah, it was cash only with handwritten receipts, and they had no way of checking inventory. It's crazy. So
You know what's nuts? I was at Indigo, I think last month maybe?
Yeah.
Or in January, and I was still able to use my credit card.
yes.
Wait, am I at risk then?
No. It was employee data is what they're at risk. Indigo stores, so they were down when they were cash only. They've all fully reopened. We know that, and it can now accept credit card payments and debit payments and everything else. But it's the Lockbit ransomware that they're now dealing with, and they're refusing to pay because they say, although we do not know the identity of the criminals, some criminal groups using Lockbit are affiliated with Russian organized crime. Which is nuts. And they said that it cannot be assured that any ransom payout would not end up in the hands of terrorists or other people on sanctioned lists.
Man, that is scary.
So I was just looking at these stats when it comes to companies that have been hit. So the average payout, the people, when they hit you, they want in and they want out fast because the average payout is only $8,000. Although some bigger companies have paid into the millions, like $4 million. Companies pay these ransoms all the time. So in 2022, there were 236 million ransomware attacks worldwide on companies.
Oh my God. That is shocking.
236
But there's no guarantee
million.
that if a company pays the ransom, there's no guarantee that the people behind it are going to be like, okay, cool, we'll shut everything down. Like, they had access to the data. How do you know that they're still not hanging on to it?
They tell them, there's correspondence between them where they're like, if you pay this, we assure you that we will delete all information we have on our servers so there's no leak.
Yeah,
And
right.
companies pay all the time.
I don't believe
They pay
it.
all the time. I
believe
don't
it at
trust it
all.
either, but you got to get your company back, right?
Yeah. By the way, if you still want to order Roz's book, A Little Bit Broken, from indigo.ca.
Thank you very much.
I can click add to cart.
You can?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's still
Didn't
available.
affect me. I like that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Maury, Madonna's got a new boyfriend.
He's hot too.
Is he? He's a
Oh.
boxer.
This is why I love Madonna.
Boxer?
Yeah.
This is why I love Madonna. Age is but a number.
Yeah,
Who,
she
Jake
went.
Paul?
No, she went from a guy named Andrew Darnell, who was 23,
Yeah.
to a guy named Josh Popper, who's 29. Madonna's
She
64.
only dates younger guys.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Why wouldn't you? And I guess that he was training one of her kids or something like that.
What?
And then I guess that they had a love affair. I don't know what
See,
went
this
on.
is the thing. My dad and my French teacher when I was younger.
I'm sure your dad loves these
Yeah,
stories.
big time. Also, shout out to your stepmom, Donna, who's listening right now.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Also, what up, Francois?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Nordstrom is closing down its 13 stores in Canada. The company, which launched in 2014, has 6 Nordstrom stores and 7 Nordstrom Rack locations. All stores will be closed, and the company's staff, roughly 2,330 people, will all lose their jobs, the company said in court filings. They say Nordstrom's Canadian business has lost money every single year that it's been in operation, saying, "We entered Canada in 2014 with a plan to build and sustain a long-term business here. Despite our best efforts, we do not see a realistic path to profitability for the Canadian business, and gift cards will be honored until the end of liquidation for in-store purchases. No new gift cards can be purchases, and Nordstrom.ca site has stopped sales effective immediately when the announcement was made, and any orders placed before Thursday, however, will be filled." So, geez.
They have the best public bathrooms, man.
What's that, do they?
Yeah, the best.
Really, huh?
They made a really good chai latte, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to go to the Nordstrom at Yorkdale all the time.
Really?
Yeah. They had nice stuff there. I like it. That's sad.
And those are big rooms to fill, huh? In malls?
Yeah.
So
that's
my
really
prediction
sad.
is they're going to turn it into multiple stores and just continue the hallway.
Jeez, yeah, but that even filling multiple stores is difficult now.
Yeah.
Sure, but
It's
there's no more
really
department
tough.
stores to put in that.
I know. R.I.P. Sears, right?
And Eaton's. That's
right?
where Eaton's was.
I know. R.I.P. Eaton's too.
Yo, just turn them into like complexes that people can go live in.
Like live in the mall? Yeah,
I would.
yeah.
I would totally live in a
Like
mall.
what? But build apartments?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
In the mall?
In the mall.
With no windows?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's like living in a youth storage.
Okay, fix the window problem, and I'll go live in a mall.
And the Mocha's going to become a mall walker.
I would fully live in a mall.
Yeah, I'd live in a mall too. Oh, Manchu Walk right there.
Oh, bro, every
New York
day.
fries.
Listen.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh.
And then, KFC bringing back that double stack.
Oh.
Right?
Double down.
Bro.
The double down.
So good.
2 pieces
So
of chicken. 2 slices of cheese. Live at the mall.
Good. Yeah.
McDonald's with their
maybe-
new chicken Big Mac.
Yeah, maybe you're onto something there. Maybe we should go
telling you.
live in a mall.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Pedro Pascal does not like being asked in public to do his Mandalorian vice. Here's Pedro Pascal explaining why.
And when adults recognize you as the Mandalorian in the street, in life,
Right.
they want you to do the voice.
Yeah, because they get so excited and they say, my kid loves the Mandalorian. And then, they'll either it'll be a FaceTime thing or they'll be like, hey, Charlie, this is the Mandalorian. And they're like, what? And they look at me and they're like, who the hell is that? And then they're like, well, do the voice.
Do you?
Well, no. I tried to once, but it sounded so inappropriate because it's actually kind of a very breathy, low register bedroom voice. It's like, yeah, it's me, kid. It's like so creepy. Close your eyes and listen to my voice.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal can't be going out there doing Mando voice.
No.
He's right. It really does sound like it's badass when you watch the show. Because
Badass.
you're like, just fully in that world.
Yes.
But in the real world, him doing that voice.
No.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Can we do this Kids Help Phone story real quick?
Of course.
So there is a new track being released, and there's like 50 artists on it. It's a take on What I Wouldn't Do by Serena Ryder. And who's on here? Alessia Cara, Serena Ryder. Jesse is on there. Johnny Orlando, JP Sachs.
Wow.
Roy Woods, the Reclaws are on there. Tyler Shaw's on there. And this is to kick off Kids Help Phone new initiative to help Canadian youth, quote, feel out loud and express their emotions in a safe and supportive way. This is anchored by a fundraising goal of $300 million to reach every young person in Canada by 2024. Here's a little bit of the track.
If you should fall to pieces, please know you're not alone. Don't even need a reason. I'll always pick up the phone. If you feel like you're broken and don't know what to do, inside your
wow, this is a beautiful song.
Yeah. Oftentimes, these tracks where they get like 50 people to sing on it don't work.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's been tried so many times for various, charities and initiatives around the world. But that's a great track to do that with.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Chris Pratt was on with Kelly Clarkson, and the big story was that when Chris Pratt was hired to do the voice of Mario in the Mario cartoon, everybody's like, hey, but he's not Italian. And then they all lost their minds because he's not Italian. But Chris Pratt is explaining why he is the perfect fit, actually, to be the voice of Mario.
Everybody kind of knew a little bit about Mario's voice, yeah.
Right, I mean, Mario's voice is, it's a guy named Charles Martinet does the voice from the comics. It's obvious, or from the comics, from the video game, and it's obviously... It's super iconic. You don't hear him say a whole lot.
Yeah.
And really, the video game itself doesn't truly explore so much the character of Mario. It's really the character of Mario is kind of whoever's playing the game, The Mario or Luigi or Peach or Bowser or Toad, and Wario, these characters are all just kind of avatars for the player. And so when they wrote this script and they reached out to me about doing it, it was really kind of like, how are we going to flesh out this character? And who is this guy? Like, what world does he live in? How can we tell a 90-minute long story about the character that everybody knows, but they don't really know his story other than he's on a mission to go save a princess? So fleshing out the voice was part of that, and finding, the best voice that would suit a 90-minute long narrative.
You had said a while ago, Mocha, that you thought that the premise for the movie was going to be, and why the voice would work, is that exactly that, which is you had said that it was going to be somebody who's playing Mario.
Yeah, and
who
gets
then
sucked into that
winds
world.
up being Mario. So it's not Mario, the Mario we know. As he just said, Mario is whoever's playing Mario.
Correct.
Which could be it.
Yeah.
But he just can't spoil it, right?
No, exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So it is looking like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have received the official invite for the King's coronation. Now it is up to them as to whether they show or not. This all goes down May 6th. Their spokesperson has confirmed that they did receive an email with the invite. Their rep adds, an immediate decision on whether the Duke and Duchess will attend will not be disclosed by us at this time. Big move by the king, because that was the whole thing. If they didn't get the invite, they could always say, well, we weren't invited, right? But they did get the invite. Now it's up to them. So if they don't go, they're the ones that blew it off, right?
Checkmate. In
Big
your
move.
face.
Big move.
What are you gonna do?
I know. Rebel Wilson on with Andy Cohen talking about how she recently met Meghan and Harry. You have that clip there.
I bet it was lovely.
You think so? How do you think it went? Before she answers, how do you think the meeting went? Rebel Wilson, who's funny, right?
Yeah.
Part of the Commonwealth, grew up in Australia.
I'm going to say, Rebel Wilson's going to say that they were kind and polite and the meeting was quick.
Okay, interesting take. Interesting. Here's Rebel Wilson.
Are you guys in love?
Oh, whoops.
Could you imagine?
Wow, you were telling me during the break, you introduced your mom to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
Yeah, well, we were just talking royal family stuff in the break. And, we went up to Santa Barbara, met Harry, could not have been nicer.
Had you known them before, I would assume?
No, we just had a mutual friend in common, a polo player. And then we went up, but then Meghan was not as cool.
Oh, really?
It wasn't as naturally warm. But maybe, I don't know, and then my mum being Australian just asked her all these, slightly rude questions.
Oh,
and I was like,
like
Mum,
what? What was she asking?
Where are your kids? And things like that. And I'm like, Mum, don't ask her that.
Well, then maybe that's why she was
Maybe that's why she was a bit like, who are these annoying convicts from Australia?
But Harry was lovely.
Yes, he was actually lovely.
There you go.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Where are your kids? Shut up, Mom.
You're with the sitter. You never left me with a sitter before when you had to go out.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Larsa Pippen is talking about her relationship with Marcus Jordan. A little bit of backstory on this, and they do cover it. This was with Tamron Hall, but Larsa Pippen, who is Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, is now dating Michael Jordan's son. And Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan don't like each other. So
one rings together and everything.
So
co-workers.
The ex-wife is dating the son of your nemesis, right? So here's Larsa Pippen breaking it down with Tamron Hall.
Are you guys in love?
I think so. We're in a really good place.
Yeah. How do you describe it?
I feel like a lot of people think that we've known each other our whole lives, which we have not.
Well, he's 16 years younger, so that's not possible.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we literally just met at a party 4 years ago.
Oh, really?
And we were just friends.
Did you know who he was at the time?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of mutual friends. What? And so we're kind of in the same circle. So we've been around each other for like the last 4 years.
So why would you date Michael Jordan's son, knowing that it's been pretty clear that Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan didn't have this relationship people thought, and certainly don't have it now?
You know, I can't basically explain how someone else feels. That's how Scottie feels. He has a right to the way he feels. Yeah. I personally don't really care about what, other people, how he, I feel like I live my truth. I'm happy. I feel like we get along. He's my best friend.
Have you met Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan, and what did they say about the relationship?
They're fine. Everyone's fine.
They're cool with it.
Yeah, everyone. I think when you're an adult, I think your parents just want to see you happy. My parents want to see me happy. His parents want to see him happy.
So you have their blessing.
Yeah, I feel like
No,
we're
you
great.
don't,
Yeah.
you liar.
We've spent holidays together, and it's good. We're in a great place.
I think it would be much different if Michael Jordan's ex-wife was dating Scottie Pippen's son. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's easier for the Jordans to be cool with this.
I think Mike high fives his son.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
I
Troll
like
job.
that. Troll job.
Expert troll job. Jeez.
What now, Scotty?
It's so rude. It's so unnecessary.
It really is.
It's so bloody unnecessary.
They knew what they were doing.
No, I know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jake Gyllenhaal was all over the UFC this weekend because they were filming scenes for the remake of Roadhouse, where he
ripped.
He does look ripped. So he plays not John Dalton this time around. They've changed the name to Elwood Dalton, but Dalton he is. And so they did their fighter weigh-ins, and they put him in the octagon, and he was tussling with the guy and knocking the guy out and all this stuff. But here's a little bit of the actual stuff that they were shooting during the actual UFC weigh-ins.
Challenger, Elwood Dalton. And his opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, cheque.
And then they get to a fight after the weigh-ins.
Wow. How about that? We will first take a minute here with the challenger, Elwood Dalton. You guys getting into it a little bit. Did you expect it to get that contention?
I can't even believe I trained 6 weeks for this Fight this piece of Just give me the belt now.
Wow.
Let's go!
There he is, folks, your title challenger.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think during that time, in real life, did they announce, "Hey, everyone, we're bringing out Jake Gyllenhaal"? We're
They
filming this
do.
movie?
Yeah, I'm more than positive that they do because they have to. Yeah, there's waivers and all this other stuff that you have to have people sign. But they had the fight, they shot the fight for the movie at the actual fight, during a break on the pay-per-view.
Do you think it was one take, or did they have to do multiple?
I don't know, but it was on everybody's phone.
Yeah.
They just they had him come
how do you
out
not?
and
How do you not get that footage?
Yeah. But I think what happened is that I think that they just used all the UFC gear, right? I think that they just shot it like they would the pay-per-view, so it looks authentic.
Dana White's in this.
Yeah, and Dana White's standing there on stage, doing that
Separating
thing with
the fighters
separating
and
the
everything?
fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
It looks
I'm
cool.
into it.
Looks cool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Pete Davidson was in a car accident over the weekend. Law enforcement sources say Pete and his girlfriend, Chase Sue Wonders, were involved in a car accident Saturday around 11 p.m. Sources say that Pete was behind the wheel in a Mercedes driving at a high rate of speed through a neighborhood in Beverly Hills. He apparently lost control, jumped the curb, took out a fire hydrant, and crashed into a house.
Oh, no.
And the house is pretty far from the road.
Really?
It's not
that's that speed.
We're not cause we're not talking 15 feet from the road. By the looks of the pictures, it's 40, 50 feet from the road. Wow.
Right? They said he was speeding.
Yeah. Preliminary view is that drugs and alcohol were not involved, but investigation is currently underway. Other sources say that no arrests were made on the spot and that Pete and Chase were not cited and released fairly early on. So there you go.
So who pays for the fix of that hydrant? He does, right?
Insurance. It'll come through. It'll be an insurance thing. But yeah, like, jeez, man, it's a nice house too.
Really?
Yeah, took out their eads.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know. And they got all that snow and the bad weather in California right now. Probably looking at a leaky basement. If I were the homeowner,
It's so leakier.
right?
Yeah.
You know, if I were the homeowners, when you sometimes, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes when you crash into the corner of a house, it ruins the entire roof.
Oh, the entire thing.
Right? The entire roof.
Yo, Pete Davidson gonna be on the phone with Geico for a long time today.
For a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I've even heard stories, right, where somebody crashed into the very, very corner of a house. And just that completely destroyed the ensuite bath.
There's a crack in the tub.
Yeah.
It's got to be it.
Yeah. Right?
The
Why
impact.
else would there be a crack in the tub? Right? I've heard it all.
Full reno.
I've heard it all. Yeah.
Might as well gut job. The whole thing.
The whole thing, man. Right? I've heard these stories before. Minor damage. You don't know.
Allstate Insurance is like, shut up, man.
Yes.
What you doing?
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You sent me a picture yesterday, Mocha. What time did you eat dinner yesterday, man? You sent me a picture. And you were done dinner. Hold on, I have it right here.
Do you need your readers?
No, I don't need my readers.
Do you want me to just tell you?
You sent me a picture at 4:08 p.m. And it was of an empty dish.
Yeah.
Not a full, not sitting down for dinner.
No.
4:08 just finished dinner.
Yeah. What?
How, man? Thank you.
10 to 4.
Thank you.
What? Starving.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in the house.
So I got to play this clip of Jamie Lee Curtis because Jamie Lee Curtis is having a hell of a year with Everything Everywhere All at Once and the Academy Award nomination and everything else. You would think that Jamie Lee Curtis would be just like taking in everything that is the lead up to the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
However, there is one thing that Jamie Lee Curtis will not be doing.
I'm going to tell you a secret right now. Heidi's going to be mad that I'm telling you this. There is a nominees dinner, an Academy Award nominees private dinner on Thursday night that starts at 7:30, and I have declined. Now, you might say, Jamie, you're nominated for an Academy Award. You're going to be in the room with only nominees for the Academy Award, and I have declined. Why? Because mommy goes to bed early. And because 7:30 is going to be 9 before we get food. And you know what? There's nothing good happening with me after 9 o'clock. Nothing. Zero.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I applaud Jamie Lee Curtis. We think the same. I ain't mad at that.
No, not at all.
It was pasta, by the way, that I had.
Was it? What kind of pasta did you have?
I think it was just penne with some meat sauce.
You just use regular noodles or you're doing those stupid gluten-free noodles that don't cook properly?
We do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gluten-free ones are fine.
I don't know. They never cook right.
Oh.
They're fine. But it's not the
Oh, no.
No.
It's not the give me all the gluten.
No.
Right? The one that makes you feel bloated for 3 days.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had pasta in a long time. Still not eating carbs.
Why?
I don't know. I feel better. That's why.
Oh,
I feel
good for
better.
you. Good for you.
Right?
Congratulations.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
What's that? Thank you.
Yeah.
What's that, Maureen?
I'm not clapping because I need you to eat carbs so I don't feel bad.
Why?
Because I eat tons of carbs.
I know. I used to eat tons of carbs. I just feel better.
So what have you been
Right?
eating?
Like last night for dinner, I had chicken wings and steak.
Okay, but by comparison,
yeah.
it's still
What?
like how many chicken wings?
Salad.
Well, I had like 6 or 7 chicken wings, roasted.
Yeah.
Right? Not fried, roasted.
And how big was the steak?
Hey, listen, okay, if I said last night I had roast chicken and a piece of steak, would you have had the same reaction?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't have. It's
Of
because
course I would.
say for some reason chicken wings have a bad rap. If I said I had roast chicken, nobody would say anything. If I said I had a giant plate of
That's
chicken
a lot
wings,
of meat, bro.
No, that's all I eat is meat.
What was on the side? What were your fiexins?
My fiexins were I had a little blue cheese, a little tzatziki, and my favorite hot sauce.
And what else?
Nothing.
Where's the salad? Where's the greens? Where's the veg?
I didn't have salad yesterday. I have salad every other day. I just didn't have salad
You should
yesterday.
have had what I had last night for dinner.
Which was what?
At 3:45, by the way.
Wow. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I
What
tried
was it?
something new. Octopus.
Octopus.
Ew.
Calamari?
Yeah, it was steamed octopus.
Steamed?
Ew, what?
Oh, no, it
You was
tastes like
eating
you're-
rubber right
no,
there,
It
man.
tastes like you're eating a finger, right? Like, who wants that? That's you know what that is. You know what steamed octopus tastes like or feels like in your mouth? It feels like if somebody served you ear cartilage.
That's so gross.
Right?
Yeah. Wait, what was on the side? What were your fixins?
Oh, steamed collard greens.
You had steamed octopus and steamed collard greens?
What is it with you and all the
Steamed
steam stuff?
It's Portuguese and steamed cabbage.
Oh, my God.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, I had to fact check this clip just because it seemed so outrageous that I thought it was parody. This is a clip of the CEO of Ford, a guy named Jim Farley, who's talking about AI in cars and where they're going towards. And normally when people talk about tech, they try and stick to the benefits that we can all sort of like relate to without getting freaked out. But the CEO of Ford is leaning in heavy that they want to develop better AI simply so people can sleep behind the wheel.
What?
Listen to this.
The bigger opportunity for us, irregardless of the time frame, is eyes off the road on highway driving. We feel like that is such a big unlock for customers. Think about your daily commute and being able to go to sleep in your car or whatever on a sunny day on the highway. You know, what an unlock that is for customers. We just got more excited about that than, you know, a fully autonomous fleet of vehicles someday in the future.
Bruh. You need more sleep, son, if that's the way you're thinking.
That's what they're moving
And not
towards.
in your car.
Is that a safety thing in case people are falling asleep?
No, they want to develop it so you can sleep. He literally said, imagine being able to go to sleep in your car on a sunny day on the highway.
No.
I would like this.
Shem?
Oh, shoot, hold on.
Shem's like, the man speaking for me. Shem has sleep apnea, by the way. Very difficulties with sleeping.
Yeah, as somebody who really needs sleep,
yeah,
bro, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, is Ford the same company? I saw something on the weekend.
Yeah.
Where if you are late with car payments, the AI knows, and then your car like won't start and stuff.
Come on.
Yeah, I
They
saw.
can't
Did you
do
guys see that on the
that.
weekend?
With your financing, they're going to mess with you?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Let me find it here.
There's no way. There's no way. But anyway, they're leaning right into, wouldn't it be great if we developed a car that would allow you to get some sleep on the highway? That's where they're going with that. You still looking for that, or you want me to move on?
No. Oh, here.
Yeah, go.
New Ford vehicles now have the ability to repossess themselves if you miss a payment.
Shut up.
He also said irregardless in that.
I know.
Yeah.
I was going to leave that alone, but right, you're a CEO, bro.
Two texts that we just got on
Yeah.
the Roz and Mocha text line.
Yeah.
The CEO of Ford lost all credibility when he said irregardless.
Yep.
And then another person said, did he just say irregardless?
Yes, he did.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play you this clip of a Florida citizen by the name of Ashley Cream. I don't know whether Ashley Cream is like...
What? Say the name again?
Ashley Cream.
Okay.
Okay, so Ashley Cream showed up to a meeting that was being held by the zoning board in Florida. Zoning board. Okay? The meeting was about safe storage of flammable liquids.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley Cream showed up. You know, when they always say, okay, we're discussing flammable liquids and their safe storage and disposal. Do any citizens in the gallery have anything they would like to contribute? This is when people go up and say, yo, I live beside a place where they're dumping and they're doing all this stuff, right?
Where do I store all my cream?
Yes, thank you. So this is Ashley Cream addressing the zoning board in Florida.
Anybody from the public like to speak on this issue? Then come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Ashley Crave.
You have 5 minutes.
I am here as a concerned citizen and voter. Florida has the largest per capita population of sugar daddies in the U.S., are responsible for college educations, cars, homes, rents, jets, Birkins, and the occasional body enhancement. But not me, though. I'm all natural.
Okay.
Let us celebrate these giving, generous Samaritans as I stand before you, requesting that you decree a Sugar Daddy and Mommy Appreciation Day on March 10th.
Come on.
To honor those who have given us so much. Thank you and love you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for your, that's a city council issue.
Oh my God, no.
No, I really just wanted to address this issue here today.
Okay.
Because I think it's a very important issue.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Anybody else wishing to speak on the issue of the flammable liquids?
Yeah. March 10th. Yo, that's this Friday.
Yeah.
Potential.
And again, that was at the Planning and Zoning Board meeting in Florida. Anyway, there you go with that.
Responsible for Birkins.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Meghan Markle's friend, Janina Gavankar, was apparently at Chris Rock's taping of his Saturday night stand-up routine that was live on Netflix. She was there with Dave Chappelle, been friends with Meghan Markle for 20 years, was seen watching on a monitor backstage, laughing.
Ex-friend.
Laughing.
Ex-friend.
Because aside from all the Will Smith stuff, he really went in on the Kardashians and Meghan Markle. Here's a little bit of what he had to say about Meghan Markle.
Like, what's this girl, Meghan Markle? Oh, seemed like a nice lady. Just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light skin lottery? And still going on complaining. Acting all dumb like she don't know nothing. Going on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family. You didn't Google these What the is she talking about? She didn't know. It's the royal family. They're the original racists. They invented colonialism. They're the OGs of racism. They're the Sugar Hill gang of racism.
Come on now.
Like the hip hop, the hibbit, the hip hop, and you don't stop of racism. This is invested in slavery like it was Shark Tank.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Maury, why did John Cena start following you?
I have no idea. Like,
Did you
I
know
have
this,
no
Mocha?
business in his circle.
What?
John Cena, what do you follow you on Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah.
John Cena?
Yeah.
Let's see if he still is.
Oh, do you think maybe it was a mistake and then he just hit unfollow? I've done that a couple
Why would he
times.
follow me? I just put food picture. Maybe he likes my dinner.
Because I know they were promoting that he was going to be at Monday Night Raw last night.
Yeah.
Pretty
He
heavy.
was.
I didn't watch Raw. What happened last night, Shem?
He has a WrestleMania match now. Against one
damn.
Austin Theory.
Oh, sick. Is that why he followed you more?
Of course. 14 million. He has 14 million followers.
How many people is he following?
500,000.
Wow. And you're one of them, huh?
Yeah.
And just out of the blue? Like no...
out of the blue.
It
And the
wasn't a
only
response
thing-
to something that you did?
No, and that's why I was thinking it was my food, because that's the last thing I tweeted.
Wow. He's looking for fitness tips.
It must have been my
Right?
food.
Healthy food choices.
That's my
He's
one
got
pot chicken dinner.
WrestleMania. It's just 3 weeks away.
So can you DM him now?
Yeah, but I don't want to ruin this.
Oh.
Ask him for...
You'll ruin it. Don't worry. I have faith in you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thoughts on the Chris Rock special? Shem, I'll start with you.
I thought it was terrible.
You did?
Yeah, honestly. I was
like a terrible show or not funny terrible?
I didn't laugh once.
Really?
Like I didn't chuckle. I didn't have an issue with the topics that he decided, because you kind of figured that he was going to, touch on, of course, the Will Smith stuff, and it's called selective outrage. So had an idea that he was going to be kind of going after, what a lot of comedians are doing nowadays, which is go after sort of wokeness and cancel culture and all that stuff. I didn't find anything funny. Like, not even one joke I was like, ha, 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 that was funny. It was just all like, eh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what? I'll tell you something. He actually sounded, and I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to feel this way. He just sounded angry. Like he wasn't funny. He just sounded like somebody who was angry. And that just didn't resonate with me at all.
Don't need to explain. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. I did think it was funny, but I do agree with you, Shem, that I think that it came from a much darker place than even when he wasn't talking about, the Will Smith stuff. There was an aggression that was unusual for Chris Rock.
Is it because you knew the Will Smith stuff was coming, so you were like,
no, you felt. I felt it right away that it was.
Really?
It was a more aggressive.
Maybe because he knew it was live. Like finally,
I think so. Maybe
finally, because he's been testing out all this material when he was on tour with Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
right, for a few months. So this was maybe in his mind. He's like, okay, finally now the world gets to hear what I've been working on. I finally get to say my piece.
I did find it funny, but I also felt that it might be it felt a little too late.
Agreed.
Right? It felt a little too late to be coming out with all the Will Smith stuff.
A year later.
Yeah, it felt a little too late, especially because Will Smith has done so many things in the last year where he's like apologized, then he went away, and then he came back. And like people are now sort of like warming up to the idea of Will Smith again. So it felt a little late. But here's Chris Rock setting up the sort of premise, the thesis for the night, which was selective outrage.
The thing I have a problem with is the selective outrage. That's right. Selective outrage. Everybody, you know what I'm talking about. One person does something, they get canceled. Somebody else does the exact same thing, nothing. You know what I'm talking about. Like the kind of people that play Michael Jackson songs, but won't play R. Kelly.
Come on, guy. I think that was funny.
Same crime. One of them just got better songs.
Like, come on, guys. That's funny stuff.
That's right. Oh, I play starting something. It's a party. I play bump and grind. Now you an activist.
Come on.
Okay.
Shem, that's a funny stuff.
But again, you've heard stuff like that before. You know what I mean? Nothing about it was super original.
I agree with you. That did seem like an old joke. I feel like I've heard that same joke told, 10, 15 different ways. Let's go to 11 because we got to get into the Will and Jada stuff. So this is Chris Rock talking about how that one year when Will Smith didn't get nominated and then Chris Rock was hosting. Remember he did that joke where he said that Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, right? So that was
that's funny.
That's funny, right, Jeff?
So here's Chris Rock setting up why there was tension between himself and Will and Jada.
Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for concussion. The biggest piece of ever. She said he should quit. So then I do some jokes about her. Who gives a That's how it is. She starts it, I finish it, okay? That's what the happened. Nobody's picking on this. She started this. Nobody was picking on her. She said, me, a grown-ass man should quit his job because her husband didn't get nominated for concussion. And then this gives me a concussion, okay?
Okay, so now listening back and hearing what you guys are saying, it is sounding a little bit more aggressive because now he's winding up to really, really go in.
So where the brilliance, for me anyway, did happen is that he didn't address the joke that night. If you watch that show, he did not talk about the G.I. Jane joke at all. What he does is he turns it on them, where he talks about the entanglement and how he wasn't the only one who was saying anything about Will Smith.
Will Smith practices selective outrage. Because everybody knows what the happened. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that. I didn't have any entanglements. I did not have any entanglement. And then for people that don't know, and everybody know, his wife was her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this but for some reason, these put that on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that low down. That we all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
Sean, that's funny.
None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's. How did that make you feel? She hurt him way more than he hurt me. Okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that. Everybody in the world called him a. I tried to call the and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a. They called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a. And who's he hit? Me.
It's a great point, though, right?
Yeah,
Like
all valid.
All valid.
There was some anger in there. Now that I listen back to it, because I only watch it live on.
Go ahead, Shem.
But I don't mind the
Saturday night.
angry, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, if I got slapped on national television, I'd be angry too.
Yeah.
It just felt late, and it just wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I laughed, but I just felt that it was like, it just seemed harsh. You know
Let me,
what I mean?
really quick, as soon as the special ended on Netflix, I immediately went to Will Smith's Instagram account.
Oh,
and I
damn.
looked at his last post, which was earlier that evening, earlier
Okay.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
He was giving props to Jamie Foxx, and I scrolled through. There was like thousands, and I can't tell you how many minutes scrolling until I got to the very bottom, to the latest comments from people.
Okay.
If I were you, I'd be so embarrassed right now. Reads one comment. Another person said, curious if you and the fam happen to watch Chris Rock's special. It was great. Another person said, you don't get enough credit for being the greatest slapper of all time. Another person said, did you watch the Chris Rock special? He said exactly what the nation is thinking of you. Another one said, you just got cooked by Chris Rock. Checkmate.
Yeah, because the checkmate part of this is that Chris Rock built his routine around the fact that Will Smith doesn't have a problem with Chris Rock. Will Smith has a problem with Jada. And that was the sort of where he anchored that entire routine, which is more difficult to come back from, I think, anyway.
One person wrote, who's here after Chris Rock destroyed Will Smith? And within minutes, there were like hundreds of comments, people being like me or putting the hands up emoji. Yeah, so bad.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sources close to Jada are claiming Chris Rock is obsessed with her. Sources inside claim to People magazine that Chris Rock has been obsessed with Jada for decades, adding that she has nothing to do with the drama, telling People Jada has no part in all of this other than being heckled. Chris is obsessed with her, and that's been going on for almost 30 years, the source claims. Look at where he chose to film his Netflix special, her hometown of Baltimore. Obsessed, they say.
In your face.
Did you notice one thing, though? Because you remember the keep my wife's name out of your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that during that Netflix special that Chris never said the word Jada?
No, he kept referring to her as his wife.
Or the B word, which was another thing,
Right,
right?
yeah,
I said that a whole bunch of times, like 30 or something like that.
Really? Didn't notice.
Jeff Ross, who runs, comedy battles and the roasts and everything else, he's a pretty decent authority.
Master.
He's a pretty decent authority on what went down on that stage with Chris Rock on Saturday night. Here is Jeff Ross's take on whether Chris Rock got the KO. But listen, he's not sitting down with the Today Show or Good Morning America. This is one of those interviews on the street where it's like a person,
the paparazzi?
The paparazzi, okay,
okay.
where they just ask the same question over and over and over again.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, you were at Chris Rock's special.
I was.
What did you think of it?
Here's a guy that stood up for himself using his words instead of his fists.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He's the smartest guy I know.
What was it? One of the best roasts of all time?
How about roast? But it was an epic performance.
Yeah.
Chris Rock could have been an astronaut. He could have run the world. He chose to be a comedian. Lucky us.
What do you think his best joke was?
The whole thing conceptually was amazing. It was about parenting. At the end of the day, it was an amazing special about parenting.
Who do you think won the battle? Chris Rock
Oh, I don't know,
or
man.
Will Smith?
I don't think it's a battle.
You don't think so?
I like the way Chris handled it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot
He used his mind and not his fists, and to me, that's game over.
Kind of a KO?
I'm not in the sports betting business, but as a comedian, I thought it was amazing.
What do you think his best joke was? Just,
His best joke?
yeah.
Oh, that one about Jay-Z and Beyonce, that made me laugh a lot. That might be the joke of the year.
People are wondering whether Will is going to respond.
That I don't know. That's out of my jurisdiction.
How do you think he should respond?
With a sense of humor.
Yeah?
I gotta go.
Let me ask one last thing. You do Comedy Central roast battle.
Yeah.
I mean, should it be tit for tat, Will Smith, Chris Rock?
I'm out to Vegas this week and I'm roasting the audience.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How does Will Smith prove he's not a bitch? He called him a bitch.
I love you. I gotta go.
All right, good to see you.
Slightly different than Good Morning America interviews, right? Yeah, slightly different.
I love the dedication, though, the commitment.
Should it be tit for tat, Will Smith, Chris Rock?
I'm out to Vegas this week and I'm roasting the audience.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How does Will Smith prove he's not a bitch? He called him a bitch.
I love you. I gotta go.
All right, good to see you.
How long were they following? Like, they followed him for a
He's
full
walking
90
his
seconds.
dog,
He was
right?
sitting on the side of the road, and then he got up and started walking away, and she still followed him.
Yeah, and he had to go into a restaurant to get away from her, right? Do we have that joke, the Beyonce joke?
yeah.
It was so funny.
Nothing more powerful than female beauty. Nothing. Just look at Beyonce. Woo! Can't wait for that tour. That's right, man. Beyonce, man. I know she's talented. She is so talented, man. She's extremely talented. But even with all that talent, ain't nothing more powerful than the beauty. Beyonce is one of the finest I have ever seen. Beyonce is so fine that if she worked at Burger King, she could still marry Jay-Z. That's how fine she is. She could still get her a billionaire, great rapping businessman. She is so fine that if she worked at Burger King, she could still marry Jay-Z. Now, if Jay-Z worked at Burger King,
Spitting facts, though.
No. Women got the power. And by the way, that is not a Jay-Z diss. I do not need another rapper mad at me, okay?
Oh, my God. I love that.
So good.
Absolutely love it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
August Alsina.
Oh, entanglement?
So he is, if you remember, the young man who was entangled with Jada Pinkett Smith, says that he has not watched Chris Rock's live Netflix comedy special, despite reports to the contrary. In a full response, his reps claim that those rumors were false, that he has not seen it because the story was that he watched it and found it funny.
Oh, really?
His people say that, quote, is a lie. They say Mr. Alsina has not seen Chris Rock's special at all, and he's been busy on tour, is what they're saying.
I wonder if he's singing this song while I'm
Definition of entanglement. It's when you're tangled in the sheets.
Oh.
Girl, I know that we don't come in a relationship, but you still with me. Yeah, entanglements.
Like, how did Will Smith not smack August? Right?
I'm only running the same circles.
He made a whole song about the situation. A whole song.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Guys, I got like breaking news here. That's going to blow everybody away.
Really, though?
Yes, really. Like, legitimately. After 17 seasons.
Hold on.
The Roz and Mocha Show. Breaking news.
After 17 seasons, Rachel Ray is ending her show.
Wow.
I thought it was already over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's still on?
I legit thought that show ended like maybe 12, 13 years ago.
Thank you. I thought it had been off the air for at least a decade.
Where does it air?
I don't know. She says, in more than my 20 plus years in television, I've had 17 wonderful seasons working in daytime TV. And she's going to walk away to work on her production company. She was one of the personalities, if you remember, that launched on Oprah, right?
Yeah.
It was Rachel Ray, Dr. Phil, Nate Berkus.
Dr. Oz.
And Dr. Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Like those were the sort of big four, right? But anyway, after 17 years, I didn't even know. I saw the headline and I thought it was an old article, but it wasn't. It's today.
It's on ABC.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Right?
Rachel
17 years. What a run.
That's longevity right there.
What a run.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jason Sudeikis has announced that this third season of Ted Lasso, which is premiering on the 15th, will be its last.
I thought we knew that.
He says, this
Or
is
did
the end
we
of the
speculate?
story that we wanted to tell, that we were hoping to tell, that we loved to tell. He goes on to say, the fact that folks want more and are curious beyond more than what they don't even know yet, that being season 3, is flattering. And then when the idea of any spin-offs came up, he said, yeah, I think that we've set the table for all sorts of folks to get to watch the further telling of these stories.
Like a Lasso verse?
Yes. That's what it's
Did you watch
looking like.
the latest trailer?
No, I haven't
Friggin'
yet.
evil Nate. Oh my God.
I know.
But there's one point where in the trailer,
Yeah.
if you watch a trailer, you'll catch it. Because I had to watch it twice. Because I was like, wait a minute, did I see something here?
Yeah.
With evil Nate?
Yeah.
Right? He turns back into the biggest, like,
Oh, does he? Yeah.
there's one point where it
Yeah.
was like, oh, there's that loser that we all know.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Somebody
okay.
catches him off guard. So good. I'm here for the Lasso verse, though.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So it was announced that Avril Lavigne ended her engagement to Maud's son, and over in Paris, Avril Lavigne was seen making out with Tyga.
Ooh,
What do you think of that?
French kissing.
Yes, yes. What do you think of that relationship, everybody?
Well, they
Avril
say
Lavigne
March
and
comes in
Tyga.
like a tiger.
They say what?
Doesn't March come in like a tiger, out like a lamb or something?
Yes, something like that. So and then also like, oh, man, I don't.
How are
and
their
I-
two worlds mix anyway?
They have been linked together before, like a while ago, and then they were just at Paris Fashion Week, and I guess they made it official. But also, Paris is where Maud's son proposed, right? So
In your face, Maud's son.
well, it's also where they
Damn, son.
they announced and like, come on now.
She was like, bonjour. Tyga was like, bonjour.
I know. Big news for Cher fans. She's revealed that she's working on 2 new albums with her boyfriend, Alexander Edwards. Cher 76, Alexander 37, 39-year age difference.
Wow.
Well, let's applaud that. Yeah. Right?
Do
Ain't
you,
no
girl?
problem with that?
Hey, yes. Amen.
Cher told E! News, I'm going to England to make 2 albums. Some of the songs Alexander gave me, so I'm pretty excited about that. He's a producer and a writer, and he does everything. I'm so happy about that. She adds, I think like any artist, when you've got something good, you get excited.
I think the gays have been waiting long enough for this.
2 albums. That's a
We
big.
have been waiting.
What's the
That's
age difference again? 39?
30. What did I say? 39-year age.
Is there a
difference.
bigger age difference between Madonna and her
No, this is
boxer
this is
boyfriend?
no. Cher's almost 80. Cher's 76 years old.
How old's
Madonna's in
Madonna?
her 60s.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Sure as hell don't look like it.
I hope I look as good as Madonna does at that age.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Actually, look, I think you're right. Madonna's 64. Her boyfriend's, 29, right?
Oh, is it? How old's that? What's that? Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 35-year age.
Yeah,
age
see?
difference.
So almost. So this is
Listen,
39.
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Look,
Cher
I got no
one's
problem
bigger.
with it. Yeah. Looking forward to
Cher looks better, though.
2 new Cher albums.
Cher has a lot of work done.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You ever heard the Fish Head song, Mocha? Do you remember that song?
No.
No? Here, let me play it for you, and then you tell me if it sparks any joy.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, fish heads, eat them up, yum.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads.
What the hell is this?
You don't remember this?
Evening, floating in the soup.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads.
Believe me, every single Gen Xer right now listening to this is bopping along to it. So this was by a comedy duo named Barnes and Barnes. One of them passed away yesterday.
Which one, Barnes?
No, neither of their names were actually Barnes.
Oh.
It was Robert Heimer and Bill Mooney. And
Mooney and Heimer?
Mooney and Heimer, yeah. And Heimer passed away, and Mooney let everybody know.
Sorry, so
this debuted on Saturday Night Live in 1980.
is this a real song?
It was a real song. Like
it was part of an SNL.
It was debuted on SNL, but it expanded way farther than SNL.
Oh, so it went viral.
Yes.
Well, it was
yes.
even released on vinyl.
Yeah. Like people, yeah. And the video for it's disgusting. It's like the video for it is actually disgusting. It's all like raw fish heads.
I'm
like,
sorry, guys. This song sucks. It's terrible.
The guy just died.
Yeah.
Well, R.I.P. I'm sorry your song sucks. I'm sorry you're dead, first of all.
I never said it was good. I asked if you remembered it.
No.
It was like a joke. It was a goof.
Barnes, sorry that you're dead.
Yeah.
But this fish head song is terrible.
This is the part. What about this part?
It's the same as the beginning.
You weren't vibing that, huh?
No. Sorry you're dead,
Really?
bro. Yeah.
Play it again from the top.
Okay.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish.
I bet you're going to be singing this later today. You'll be singing this today.
In the morning, laughing happy fish heads. In the evening, floating in the soup.
Shem's vibing.
Shem, stop vibing. You're just trolling me now.
No, this song slaps.
Thank you.
What?
What the slappy
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Already months into production, Alex Gibney, the Oscar-winning director of the documentary Going Clear, Scientology, and the Prison of Belief, announced that his next project, which is already in the works, will focus on...
Scientology 2.
No. Elon Musk.
Oh, really?
He says it will be the definitive and unvarnished examination of a multi-billionaire tech entrepreneur and the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter. So he's a great filmmaker, this guy. It's
like,
gonna
you
be,
think it'll be years before?
Yeah, probably
or
probably
do you
a
think,
couple
like,
years.
Research has already started.
No, he's into it.
Okay,
Like,
because
yeah,
for something
yeah,
like this, you have to, like,
Yeah.
they're going to go digging.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Elon's going to participate in it, and I have no idea. But you're going to be getting a really
I'm into that.
like deep dive into Elon Musk.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
People in Canada are pissed off at KFC because KFC has been talking about the return of the Double Down.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Double Down?
Yeah, that was where they used the fried chicken as buns.
Have you ever had it?
Mocha had like 3 of them one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
before you started on the show.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day.
That's right. Yeah, they delivered.
No. They did not
What
deliver.
happened? What happened? I don't remember.
I remember it was for your birthday, and one of your birthday wishes
right.
that day was for me to eat 3 Double Downs.
Right.
And
I was here for that.
And you being the good pal that you are.
so what I did, because KFC's not open as early as when we start, so I went and I bought 3 Double Downs the night before your birthday and kept them in the fridge and then heated them in the microwave.
3 of them.
Bro, so salty.
I
I was bloated for like days.
Anyway,
Oh.
the Double Down is not coming to KFCs in Canada when they bring it back.
But you
and,
know that they're
fans
going
are
to,
pissed.
you know that's going to happen though.
I don't think it will.
With the outrage?
I don't think it will.
Why do you not think it will?
I think that there's some sort of regulation that is there that exists.
chicken regulation?
No, in like calorie and fat content and everything else. I think it's frowned upon to sell something like the Double Down.
You know, you can make it yourself with their own chicken. You can make it.
The amount of sodium?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would love to. I've never had one, and I want to try this.
They look delicious, though.
They do.
The Double Down?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
what a
get 2
glorious.
slices of cheese.
Oh, I know.
The sauce.
Yeah. It looks so good,
Yo,
though.
KFC. I'll have one.
You want another?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I'll have one. It's been like 10 years. I'll have one.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The storms that keep hammering California could become a problem. So the Sierra Nevada is the mountain range in the Central Valley in California. So far this year, they have had a staggering 48.33 feet of snow. 48.33 feet of snow. This is in the Sierra Snow Lab near Donner Pass, California. Now, through the end of February, that is a record snowfall, and it is unprecedented. The Sierra Snow Lab reported 49 inches of snow just this past weekend between Saturday and Monday morning.
Wow, that's a lot of snow.
That came down on the already 16 feet they had in the past 2 weeks.
Really?
Do they even have snowplows?
In the mountains? Yeah, but you can't plow that. Like,
How you gonna plow?
how do you plow?
Bro, you're talking about plowing entire mountains.
They had 16 feet fall in 2 weeks, and then they had another 4 feet fall in 2 days.
So what do you just wait for it to melt?
Like when you look at the houses, like it's crazy the amount of snow. Like, you know, sometimes when you're in a part of the world where you're driving through it, it looks like they've carved out a road through mountains, right?
Yeah.
And you just have the rock cliffs on both sides. That's what the roads look like, but only it's snow on both sides, like a canyon of snow and not mountains.
Wow, keep it.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But you have to be
snow.
careful, I guess, because otherwise then if it melts, then that's a lot of water running down the mountains.
It snowed 16 feet, and you said you have to be careful, I guess?
I guess.
You're so quick to listen.
You should be careful, I guess.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
New studies say nice people finish last when it comes to managing their finances.
This is true.
Since they don't value it that much. They don't value money. Research shows that they explain that those who are more agreeable are the least likely to save money because they prioritize hanging out with people over material wealth.
Is this why you're rich? Because you never go out?
Sounds like a diss, but it's really not.
It's
though,
not a
right?
diss. Shem's like, damn, and I'm like,
I know. I was trying
why is that a damn?
I was trying to find the hurt in that. Like, I feel like it sounded like I should be hurt.
So you're not nice.
Stop it.
Oh, so it's not a diss?
Jeez, man.
All right, well,
I'm nice.
No, I didn't say he was I just said he doesn't go out.
Yeah, but then Shem was all up in here with like, you're not nice.
It's nothing about nice.
You
He
don't
just
think I'm
would
nice?
rather stay home than...
Wait, I never said you were nice. I'm just
I
saying
agree
the
with you. I agree with you. I am kind, but I am not nice. That's how I would describe myself.
Is that why you're rich?
Stop,
There
shut
it
up.
is.
Please. I'm far, Maury. Far, far, far.
We,
You should be careful with that, more.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
We talked real quick about Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, yeah.
I'm about to throw hands.
Yeah, because Bruce Willis is really going through it, right? Like they announced that they finally had the diagnosis of dementia, but he still has to go out and live his life, right? Like he has people right now that are looking after him. And I guess because it is still Bruce Willis, Hollywood superstar and legend, that the paparazzi are still sort of following him around. And even when fans see him in the street with dementia, they still treat him like he is the old Bruce Willis. And so Bruce Willis's current wife released this statement, and it'll all make sense.
You know, if you are someone that is looking after someone with dementia, you know how difficult and stressful it can be to get someone out into the world and just to navigate them safely. Even just to get a cup of coffee. And I'm just seeing headlines, and there's a video of my husband out getting some coffee with some friends that did a stand-up job with protecting him. So in the spirit of raising awareness around dementia, you know, it's clear that there's still a lot of education that needs to be put forth. So this one is going out to the photographers and the video people that are trying to get those exclusives of my husband out and about. Just keep your space. I know this is your job, but maybe just keep your space. For the video people, please don't be yelling at my husband, asking him how he's doing or whatever, the woo-hooing and the yippee-ki-yays. Just don't do it, okay? Give him a space. Allow for our family or whoever's with him that day to be able to get him from point A to point B safely. That's my PSA.
Yeah, because it must be so confusing. Like if you're in a state of where you don't know what's going on, and then you have mobs of people yelling "yippee ki yay,"
yes,
right?
Yeah,
like
leave that man alone.
It's oh my god, heartbreaking.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ireland Baldwin had her baby shower at a strip joint.
What? Like during regular hours? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's a strip joint.
No, like it was it's a strip joint.
Wait.
What's that, Maury?
Were there...
What's that?
I was going to say, why not? That way the adults have fun.
And the children too? What were you about to say?
But the children are too young to even know.
It's called Jumbo's Clown Room.
Okay.
Okay. Kim Basinger actually made a super rare appearance at the baby shower. I haven't seen Kim. I don't think anybody's seen Kim Basinger in years. Also, Rumor Willis was there. Haley Baldwin was there because remember she's a Bieber. I mean, Haley Bieber was there because remember she's a Baldwin. Yeah. But yeah, it's
Question.
yeah.
So
okay.
It was at a strip joint.
Yes, but was it?
Was there a show happening as well? Like, were there strippers
I
there?
assume so.
Performing?
Hillary Duff was there.
Did they just use the venue as like a space to have the party?
I assume there was a show. Otherwise, you could have had it anywhere.
So there were like fake dollar bills that they did have, I guess, at some point.
So there had to have been entertainment.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. Nobody's written about this. Hold on here. I don't even know if it's a...
It's kind of lit.
Right?
Yo, go to Instagram. Hold on.
Pantsuit where she's paired with a black blouse, so she completely looked with a brown purse. Yeah, no, it doesn't say. It doesn't say anywhere whether it was active. It was at night.
Oh, here.
that
Ireland
night?
posted pictures on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, the stripper's there.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, who's she? Okay, nothing.
No. Oh, what?
Well, she,
Yeah.
the mom-to-be.
Yeah.
Like, look at this photo. I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
A friend or a performer.
Oh, yeah.
But they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Anyway.
People do that with friends sometimes. Right?
This is kind of nice. It looks like the strippers are like pretending to be pregnant.
It does. I know. I think like it sort of does. It remind. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It was active. Oh, yes. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. Odd choice, but you know, you do you, right?
Sure.
It looks like the adults are having a great time.
It does look like the adults are having a great time. What a mess.
Why is it that before I looked at these pictures, I thought they would be male dancers?
Maybe because they're women? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because it was Ireland. I thought she would have.
Yeah. No, it was not. It was not.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Over at Disney, the Star Wars sort of theatrical franchise is just an absolute mess right now. So if you remember when all those movies were coming out, like the new sort of trilogy that came out, when Disney Plus was starting, like Mandalorian was sort of like this weird little show that was just, you know, put together to try and get subscribers to Disney Plus. Now Mandalorian is leading Disney Star Wars, right? Like that's the sort of marquee thing. Because not a single Star Wars movie has been greenlit since The Rise of Skywalker.
Wait, but there were...
Okay,
weren't there like
yes.
two
Yes.
that I remember?
So Kevin Feige was supposed to do a Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
happening.
That got axed?
Yes. Then the other one was, remember when Patty Jenkins... So Patty Jenkins...
Wonder Woman,
right?
Directed both Wonder Woman.
She was supposed to do Rogue Squadron, which was supposed to be the next kind of big marquee movie for Disney in Star Wars, right? And everybody was pumped because people love Rogue Squadron. And that is now off the books. Not happening.
Why?
No idea. Not happening.
Script wasn't good, or
no
just...
idea. Not happening. Nobody has any clue. There's one Star Wars film that's set to be released December 2025, and nobody knows what that Star Wars film is. People are saying that it might be the Taika Waititi movie that he's going to direct and star in.
Okay,
A Star Wars movie. But the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron is off the books. And do you remember when they had her do that promo for it, where she was like talking about her dad and stuff like this? Here, let me play it for you.
I love to move fast and speed of any kind. I think that that's because I grew up the daughter of a great fighter pilot, and every day I would wake up and go outside and look up, see my father and his squadron taking off and their F-4s roaring across the sky, and it was the most thrilling thing still I've experienced in my entire life. So when he lost his life in service to this country, it ignited a desire in me to turn all of that tragedy and thrill into one day making the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. But try as I might and look as I did, I couldn't find the right story ever. I kept looking and looking, but I just couldn't find the right one until now.
Oh.
Now I found a movie about two things I love. So I'm going to see you very soon.
She walks off and gets into an X-Wing. Can you believe they made her shoot that video talking about like her father who lost his life as a fighter pilot?
That's such a great promo.
And then they canceled her movie? They had Patty Jenkins do that and then shelved her film?
It was all emotion.
Right? Like that's
this would have
cold.
probably been like the passion project or like the most emotional project she's ever worked on.
Basically, she was saying, I've waited my whole life to tell my dead father war hero story. And I'm going to do it in this.
Yeah.
Right? And then they shelved the project. Like, that's how much of a mess things are over at Star Wars right now.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Adidas could be forced to burn as much as $500 million worth of Yeezys.
Ooh.
After they cut ties with Kanye West last year. If they are unable to find buyers for the sneakers, one possible path to resolving the dilemma, they say, would be, quote, literally burning the shoes. Citing industry insider experts, Adidas remaining Yeezy inventory is estimated to be worth $300 to $500 million.
They can't just donate them?
Well, okay, so here's the problem with donating them, right? Is that companies like Adidas generally don't donate things like that because it devalues the brand and all this other stuff, right?
But what if it's to like...
People burn clothes all the time.
What
So
if it's like a country where people can't really afford shoes?
Sure. Burberry burns stuff, Coach burns stuff, Victoria's Secret, Louis Vuitton, Nike, they all burn stuff. It's a practice, it's a thing that companies do because Adidas told investors last month that the company could take a $1.3 billion loss in revenue due to its inventory blocking. One of the other ideas was, why don't they just rebrand them and just sell them for less? But you're still making profit off your deal with Kanye at that
like
point.
Sneezies?
Right? Yeah. And when you donate them, the problem is this, right? If it was just a business deal that went bad between Adidas and Kanye, that's fine. But it's how philanthropic is it to then donate the shoes of somebody who you cut ties with because you feel that they are an anti-Semite? Right? Like, is that really the good deed that it appears to be? I don't think it is. Shem, you're shaking your head.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, you just can't. You don't want any association with Kanye whatsoever. What are you going to donate? You're going to donate that to like kids?
Yeah. Like, do they want? Does Adidas want that headline that Adidas donates, $500 million in Yeezys to children? And do they want that kind of heat? Right? No,
Thanks,
they don't. So it's like, what do you do with all these?
Yo, just burn them all then, I guess.
Yeah, burn them. Burn them. That's what they're doing. Adam Driver, speaking of, what do you call them? Running shoes, I guess, right?
Okay.
Is that what are Yeezys running shoes? Do people call them running shoes or sneakers?
Yeah,
Kicks?
sneakers.
Do people still call them kicks?
Yes, they do.
What's the norm, though?
Just say
runners?
Yeah, no. Just, well, what's he talking about?
Well, no, I'm asking you. Like, what do you wear?
Sneakers.
Sneakers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So speaking of sneakers.
It just sounds weird when Roz says it.
You
Why?
say it awkwardly.
Why?
Say sneakers.
What?
Say it again.
Sneakers.
Oh, you know what it is nasally. Sneakers.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're right, Shep.
Nasally.
Sneakers.
It's very Steve Urkel-ish.
Oh, stop it.
Are those sneakers?
Okay, anyway, speaking of sneakers.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Adam Driver talking about how he spent his first big paycheck.
Once you started to be an actor, and do you remember your first big paycheck and what you spent it on?
My first big paycheck was for Law and Order. That was the first thing I got in
That's
my
very-
mind. Yeah.
That's very New York.
And what I bought is a pair of Jordans because when I was I can't we didn't have any money we had money for shoes, but it was never we couldn't afford to buy Jordans. So when I actually got paid to be an actor, I don't know why. Again, I do know why, because I wanted a pair of Jordans and I could never have.
Yeah, but I would think it would go to something else. I mean, but that's
no, because I had rent and all that other. So that stuff. So by the time it was over, all I had was money for. Well, I had more money than that to save, but the Jordans were the first thing that I wanted.
And what kind of Jordans were they? Were they special?
Thank you.
No. I think I went and grabbed the first Jordans that I could find. I couldn't tell you even now what they are. Like they're not. I know they're not Jordan 1s. They're not the Jordan 4s. Not the Jordan 5s. I bought them and they're on the shelf, and I don't look at them. You know.
Oh my God!
Did you ever wear them?
No, I don't wear them.
No, never wore them.
No,
because you were saving them for a special occasion.
Not even saving them. I just wanted them, and I have them. They have dust on them.
Oh my God, Adam Driver.
Did you want them to collect them?
No. I didn't want to. I don't want to wear them because I don't want to mess them up, but then I have to dust them off because they're dusty.
Oh my God. Adam Driver.
Does that break your heart?
I can't.
Does that break your heart?
Why buy shoes if you're not going to wear them?
It hurts so much to hear him say that. I need to know which version they are.
I think he's a troll.
It would actually hurt even more to know if they were like a primo pair that are just sitting there collecting.
I have a question for Mocha.
Yeah.
Are you like that? Do you have shoes that you bought that you never wear?
Oh, I got like 4 of them.
Of course he does.
Like you've never put them on?
Of course he does.
I have a pair of Ric Flair Adidas Special Edition.
What?
Yeah. They came out a few years ago. Never wore them.
Ric Flair.
No. How much for those?
Those were.
Do they call them woos? Please tell me they call them woos.
No.
Oh, they don't.
I think I paid $180 for them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
In what is guaranteed to be a troll and not in any way legitimate, but I just don't know what the purpose of it is. Nick Cannon released a trailer for his brand new show that he's the star of. It's a reality show, apparently, dating show. Oh. Kevin Hart is hosting.
Mm-hmm.
They say that it will premiere on the E! Network. Mm-hmm. Here is the first trailer for Who's Having My Baby?
You're on a game show right now.
Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon are coming to E! for the mother of all game shows.
Having my baby with Nick Cannon. You got pyro? Yeah. You're going to get some contestants that want to have your baby.
We're not kidding around.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's go!
Who's Having My Baby with Nick Cannon, hosted by Kevin Hart. This spring, only on E!
So I don't know what the real project is, but it is certainly not that.
I mean, we're very close to April 1st.
It is certainly not that. Yeah, it's true. We are very close to April 1st. And also, that seems highly irresponsible to me.
Also, we will all watch.
It's not even going to be a show.
If it
this is something else.
No. You cannot have, like...
Who's Having My Baby show?
No, you cannot. That is so irresponsible. We're talking about human beings.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot do a show on television, even cable.
This is going to be something
Who's
else.
Having My Baby?
I think a show exists.
It's so irresponsible.
But it's not that.
Like, these are babies. They need, like...
I think it's completely a Kevin Hart troll job.
Yes, it's a troll job.
I don't think it's a troll. I think it's an actual dating show, and the spin is just that, if you win, you get to have Nick Cannon's baby.
No.
They're not going to have, like, real babies.
Here's my other thing, too, is that I think that they could get Nick Cannon on board to do something for E! I don't think that E! could afford Kevin Hart to host something on E!
Even if he thought it was super fun and was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Nope. Nope. I don't think that they could afford.
So you think
Kevin
the whole
Hart.
thing is fake?
Yeah, I think it's something. I don't know what they're doing, but it's certainly not a show
wait a minute,
called
guys,
Who's
hold
Having
on a
My
second.
Baby.
Can you guys check when's Nick Cannon's birthday?
I'll tell you right now.
Whose birthday is first, Nick Cannon or Kevin Hart?
So Nick Cannon is October 8th.
Okay, and when's Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart is July 6th.
So is this a troll? Like, because the two of them are always birthday battling, right?
Right, yeah.
And playing pranks on one
Yeah.
another. So could this be a Nick Cannon prank on Kevin Hart, like this early before his birthday?
I don't think so. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what it is, but it is certainly not Who's Having My Baby. But anyway, so here's the latest on Who's Having My Baby.
Okay.
I don't know. Maury just sent this to me. Who's Having My Baby? Yes, it's a gag orchestrated by Nick Cannon as a sketch for an upcoming, not yet announced project. According to insiders, all will be revealed as soon as today, as Kevin continues to expand his empire with another comedy franchise inside the NBC Universal thing. That doesn't mean Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon aren't having some fun. First, with the confusion over the faux TV series. There you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jenna Ortega, Wednesday Addams, love that show. One of the most watched, if not the most watched show in Netflix history. She was so possessive about the Wednesday character and maintaining the sort of integrity of the Wednesday character. Jenna Ortega was like rewriting Wednesday lines while they were filming the show and then going to war with the writers.
Really?
I don't think I've ever had to put my foot down on a set in a way that I had to on Wednesday because it's so easy to fall into that category, especially with this type of show. Everything that she does, everything that I had to play, did not make sense for her character at all. Her being in a love triangle made no sense. Her going, there was a line about like a dress that she has to wear for a school dance. And she said, oh my God, I love it. Oh, I can't believe I said that. I literally hate myself. And I had to go, no. There's no way. There was times on that set where I even became almost unprofessional in a sense where I just started changing lines. The script supervisor thought that like I was going with something and then I would have to sit down with the writers and they would be like, wait, what happened to the scene? And I would have to go through and explain why I couldn't do certain things. I grew very, very protective of her, but you can't lead a story and have no emotional arc because then it's boring and nobody likes you.
Wow, good for you,
I
Jenna
know.
Ortega.
Her instincts were right.
She's only 20. I mean, she's 20 years old now, but when she filmed that, she would have been like 18, 19,
her
right?
instincts were correct,
And
though.
obviously got the full support of Tim Burton.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Tim Hortons moved during COVID because, I don't know. They moved away from rolling up the actual rim to now it's like an app-based contest.
Yeah, you press the button.
Right?
Mm-hmm. You could, okay, so on the app, because I have the app.
Yeah.
Right? You could, there's a virtual cup.
Yeah.
And you could actually
flip it
swipe up.
Yeah. But can you use your teeth?
You cannot.
Oh.
Or you can press the button that just says roll for me.
Oh.
And then it'll roll on.
What's that,
That's
Maury?
not the same. I miss actually doing it.
Do you remember when we used to talk to people during Roll Up to Rim time who worked at Tim Hortons, who like employees at Tim Hortons, who would just leave at the end of the day with like 3 sleeves of cups and just bring them home?
You can't do that.
And their like husband would just like sit in front of the TV and just roll.
Keep rolling.
Yeah. So anyway, what happened was because it was it's a digital thing now. I guess when they rolled this out on the first day, in the first couple of hours on Monday, there was a quote small subset of players who were incorrectly notified that they won the $10,000 grand prize.
Oh no!
What?
Yes.
I was not one of those people, and I played on Monday.
Yes. So they said it was a mistake. The people are like, yeah, but so? And now Tim Hortons is offering them $50 gift cards because they said it was a mistake.
No. Even if it's a mistake, it happened. You owe them money.
Is it because I know they have like it's $10,000 air miles,
something like that,
right?
Yeah,
air miles gift card.
Yes, yeah. So
I'm always entered for the daily draw, but I never win.
So there was people that won that, and then they were like, "Oh, hot damn! I won the 10 grand." And then now Tim Hortons is like, "No, it was an error in the code."
No. So what? Guess what? It wasn't the customer's fault.
Yeah.
I say Tim Hortons should pay up. Would they give them $50?
$50 gift cards for compensation.
No, compensation is that they win the $10,000 air miles prize.
Because what is supposed to happen is that if you roll that up and you get the notice for the $10,000, you are then put into a draw with other people who have rolled up the $10,000. And then from those people, one person wins.
So then put their name in the draw.
Hold on. So I'm in a draw.
Yes.
And I roll $10K for air miles.
Right.
And then I get put into another draw?
No. You're not in a draw. So you just roll up the rim.
Yeah.
Right? So when you roll up the rim, you will say, hey, congratulations, you are now one step closer to winning $10,000. And then you go into a draw. But these people rolled up the rim and it was, yo, you just won 10 grand.
Oh.
Yeah. So guess what?
Yeah.
Each one of them just won 10 grand.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you.
Do the right thing, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. If y'all can afford Bieber for a commercial, you can afford to do right by these people that want.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Now they gave Bieber all the money.
Exactly.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's a new 8-part series about Muhammad Ali in the works at Peacock from Reggae John Page and Morgan Freeman and Kevin Wilmot. The show is going to be called Excellence, 8 Fights. It's a scripted drama series from Wilmot, who did Black Klansman, and he also did Defy Bloods. It's based on the biography All Ia Life, and Reggae Jean Page and Morgan Freeman, this is interesting, are listed as executive producers, and there is currently no deal in place for Reggae Jean Page to star in the show. Which, when I read that headline, I immediately thought that he would be starring as Ali.
I wonder if it's too intimidating for him to play that role.
He can't play that role.
He's not a good actor.
Bridgerton guy?
No, he's not a good actor.
And he's got he's
an okay actor, I should say.
You got to beef up for that too, for that role.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ted Lasso coming to an end. We know that with this third and final season. But I had thought that this was their decision completely. But listen to this interview that Jason Sudeikis and the executive producer of the show did with ET Canada, where it sort of sounds like it wasn't their decision.
I was hopeful, but you never know if you're going to get to do 3 seasons. So if anything, it was probably maybe presumptuous, if not downright arrogant of us to think that if we got to do 3, the fact that we got to is fantastic.
Jason's co-star and co-creator Brendan Hunt also shared that it feels right closing the story at this moment.
We know it's the end of this story because we've always saw it as a 3-part thing, and here we are at part 3. So we're going to get this out there. We're going to take a break. We're going to reintroduce ourselves to our families, and after the dust settles, we'll figure out what we're doing next, if anything.
Like, Jason Sudeikis didn't sound like it was his decision when he...
No, but the other guy was like, yeah, we knew it.
Yeah, well, that was Beard, though, right? Was that Beard? Is that the guy? Is that who that guy is? Yeah.
Oh, he's the executive producer?
No, he's his co-creator. Sorry, co-creator.
Oh, co-creator.
Co-creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and co-star. I didn't never seen that guy before in my life, Beard. And then ever since I saw him on Ted Lasso, every now and then I'm watching something old and I'll see him like pop up in something.
And you're like, Beard!
Yeah, like Beard!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Here, I want to play something for you. So this is an artist who last night did a live stream of some new music. Okay. And this is an artist that we all know. Haven't heard this artist in quite a while. I'm going to play you the clip of the song. Let me know what you think about it, and then we will reveal everything, okay? Okay, so this is a song called The Drama. So listen to this.
Crawl in bed, close my eyes, but I never can sleep. There's a violence in the silence, and it's coming for me. Oh, the paranoia is creeping closer, swimming in my head like a great wave. All I need is anything to distract me from this empty feeling.
Oh shoot! What? The switch up?
Okay.
And then it stops.
And then it stops?
Yeah, and then well, she stopped it.
Why?
I love this part because she was only doing like little bits. But this part at the end.
All I need is anything to distract me from this empty feeling.
Woo! Yo, bars. That's
Right?
Okay.
You like that?
That's fire.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
fire.
Kesha.
That is Kesha?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. She did a live stream last night and was playing a couple songs off her new album. You have a clip there. So here's a little clip of, I think it's just called News Clip or something like that over there.
I am announcing a new album. What's the album called? I don't know if I should tell you the title yet. I want to give you a hint. 2 words. 3 words to describe the album. Raw, uncomfortable, liberating. It's very spiritual. I would say this album is like chronicling a ego death and spiritual awakening at the same time.
All right.
Cool,
I'm here for it. I'm happy for Kesha.
Yeah.
That girl went through a lot, and the industry was not nice to her when she needed them the most.
No. You had the same reaction to that song when it kicked in that I did.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it last night, and I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's kind of like airy and breathy and, a little bit like everybody's doing the Billie Eilish thing and everything. And then when it kicked in, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. She's like, nope, not going down that road.
Yes.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Fred VanVleet, not happy at all. going to take the fine for this interview that he did after the Raptors lost last night.
Fine?
He's going to get fined for this. 108-100 to Kawhi Leonard and the LA Clippers.
Yo, why you got to bring up the X for?
Okay, that's who they played.
You could have just said the Clippers.
Okay, he got
You
hit.
named one person. Who else is on the Clippers, Roz?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
Does it matter?
You name our ex like that?
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there, think I won't notice?
So he pulled a technical foul.
The one who gave us our greatest year in history?
in the game last night. And this is after, again, if you remember a couple of nights ago, there was a terrible foul in the, I think it was was it the Denver game that they were playing?
Denver.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's been a lot of talk about the refs. And so this is Fred.
How the refs win the game?
Yeah, this is, listen to Fred VanVleet.
I mean, I don't mind. I'll take a fine. I don't really care. I thought, Ben Taylor was terrible tonight. I thought that most nights, a couple of the, out of the three, there's one or two that just the game up. And it's been like that a couple games in a row. Denver was tough, obviously. You come out tonight, you're competing pretty hard. The third quarter, I get a tech, changes the whole dynamic of the game, changes the whole flow of the game. And, most of the refs are trying hard. I like a lot of the refs are trying hard. They're pretty fair. They communicate well. And then you got the other ones who just want to be dicks and just kind of the game up. Nobody's coming to see that. They come to see the players. And I think we're losing a little bit of the fabric of what the NBA is and was. And it's been disappointing this season. You could look up most of my texts this year have been with Ben Taylor officiating. So at a certain point as a player, you feel it's personal. And it's never a good place to be. That's not why we lost tonight. We got outplayed. But it definitely makes it tougher to overcome.
He did say some of them are nice.
Can I go ahead and say?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a historic fine
Yeah.
for criticizing officials.
Yep.
I think
By name.
twice.
Yeah.
Well, how can Fred
Yeah.
VanVleet, when it's not a secret that officials in the NBA favor teams and or players more than anyone else, right?
Sure.
And especially
But
when
it's
you
not-
look at
but-
the history of the Toronto Raptors, it's like the Raptors are always playing against the officials.
Sure.
Yeah, this is different
This
though,
is
right?
different,
Like
yeah.
he named a referee, said he sucked.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not
does that referee
It's not
suck
good.
or what?
It's not good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So the new Fast and the Furious movie, how do you say it? Fast X or Fast 10?
Fast 10.
Fast 10, because that's it. That they've clarified now that it is, because too many people are calling it Fast X.
Who the hell's calling it Fast X?
I was calling it Fast X.
A lot of
No,
people
it's
were. A
it's
lot
the
of
10th
people
movie
were.
gang.
I know.
But they put an X in the title.
But it's a
Roman numerals, hello.
But it's more of a pun than like Fast 10. It's like fasten,
If you say it quick.
like a seatbelt, like a car pun.
That's genius.
Fast 10. Fasten. Oh, that's
Right?
stupid.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I'd rather just call the movie Fast X.
Right?
At this
Thank
point.
you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The deal with that Nick Cannon show that we were talking about yesterday that turned out to be a goof, more of a prank show, was that Nick Cannon was going to be doing a show for E! called Who's Having My Baby? And then they bring out all these women, and then presumably one of them was going to be having Nick Cannon's baby. And Kevin Hart was hosting it, but here is Nick Cannon explaining exactly what the show is.
I got you. Having my baby with Nick Cannon is not real, y'all. But my new show with Kevin Hart, Celebrity Prank Wars, is real. There's nothing that besties do better than pranking each other.
And that's why we created Celebrity Prank Wars, the show where we help our famous friends pull off some of the most elaborate pranks.
Celebrity Prank Wars. The prank off begins April 6th. Only on E!
There you go.
All right, I'm into
Celebrity
that.
Prank War.
I am definitely into that.
Right? Yes.
They haven't given a name of the celebs yet, right?
There's a bunch of them in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
For it, yeah. Like, who did I see? Was it Tiffany Haddish, I think, is in there.
Oh, nice.
Like, a couple other people are.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The CEOs of the country's biggest grocery store chains pushed back against allegations of price gouging yesterday when they were all at a parliamentary committee investigation hearing in Ottawa on food inflation.
Where they have it, Loblaws?
Yes. However, Galen Weston was because he's really the face of all this, because he's made himself the face of basically groceries, right? So here is Galen Weston initially talking about how they are not so closely attached to the cost of food that you might think.
If we didn't raise retail prices as costs went up, the companies that we operate would disappear almost instantly.
And Jagmeet Singh said that it doesn't add up that the big chains enjoy record sales as Canadians struggle to afford the necessities. But here's Galen Weston again talking about the razor-thin margins.
As unexpected as it may sound, grocery chains operate with extremely small profit margins, which means we have minimal influence on inflation. On a customer's $25 grocery basket, we earn just $1 in profit.
Ooh.
I find that hard to believe. Show me the receipts, sir.
Yeah?
Let me see the receipts.
Yeah, because everybody's like, $40 chicken.
Yeah, thank you.
That one picture sparked everything, right?
Oh,
that one
course.
picture, $40 chicken. Just sparked
I should
everything.
get double the PC points for that.
Yeah?
I'm paying $40 for the chicken? No. More PC points,
And
please.
also, it was skinless, so you didn't even eat the skin.
Do you charge more for skinless?
I know, but if I'm spending $40, I want crispy skin.
True, but then
What?
they charge you less for chicken that has
then
skin on it.
The boneless chicken would be more than $40.
So it'd be more.
Oh, but if I'm spending $40, put the skin.
Bro.
Okay.
Exit, please.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play this. I love the website there. I ruined it. Or the YouTube channel where they just take songs and they just ruin them. But they're really, really creative. So the first one I want to play you is they created a song by mashing up Taylor Swift, Usher, Michael Jackson, Dua Lipa, Van Halen, Nirvana, Snoop Dogg, Metallica, Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears, Nickelback, Lil Jon, The Beatles, and Queen. Only the times that those artists have said, yeah.
Okay, that's great. I thought it was, excuse me, I thought it was going to be like, just like cut up individual clips from the songs, not creating a whole new song, using those songs to create the Yeah song.
And then not after Yeah came out,
Yeah.
he presented the world with No.
That's amazing! I like the No song better than the Yeah song.
Me too. I'm a big fan of No.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.